In September 2023, police in Evansville, Indiana, responded to an early morning emergency call that would later shock the entire country. The caller was a father asking for urgent medical help for his 6-month-old baby. When officers arrived at the home, they immediately noticed something was wrong. The outside of the house was in extremely poor condition. Officers later described it as dirty, cluttered, and unsafe. Even before stepping inside, there were signs that the home had not been properly maintained. Inside the house were the baby's parents, David and Angel Schonnebaum, along with other young children. According to police reports, the home showed clear signs of severe neglect, including trash, strong odors, and evidence of a rat infestation that had been going on for a long time. The baby, who was just 6 months old, was found lying in a bassinet. He was alive, but in very serious condition. Officers and emergency responders later said the baby had dozens of injuries caused by rats. These injuries did not happen suddenly or all at once. Investigators believed the rats had been coming into contact with the baby repeatedly, which suggested that the infestation had been ignored for a long time. Paramedics rushed the baby to the hospital immediately. Doctors confirmed that the baby had lost a significant amount of blood and needed a blood transfusion. Due to the severity of the injuries to one of his hands, doctors were unable to save it and had to perform an amputation to prevent further harm and infection. Despite the horrific condition the baby was found in, doctors confirmed something important. This situation was preventable. During the investigation, police learned that the family had been aware of the rat problem in the home. Court documents later revealed that the parents knew rats were present, yet the baby was still left unattended in unsafe conditions. Even more concerning, Child Protective Services had reportedly been involved with the family before. This was not the first time concerns had been raised about the living conditions in the home. David Schonnebaum, the father, was identified as the baby's primary caretaker. Prosecutors argued that he failed to provide basic care, safety, and protection for a child who was completely dependent on adults to survive. In court, the evidence was overwhelming. A jury found David Schonnebaum guilty of neglect of a dependent, resulting in serious bodily injury. In 2024, he was sentenced to 16 years in prison. The baby's mother, Angel Schonnebaum, pleaded guilty to neglect charges as well. She was sentenced to a term that included probation rather than a long prison sentence, which caused public debate and outrage. Many people felt the punishment did not match the severity of what happened. After the incident, the baby was removed from the home and placed under protective care. Authorities confirmed that he survived and is now safe, though he will live with the consequences of what happened for the rest of his life. This case sparked national conversations about child neglect, unsafe living conditions, the responsibility of caregivers, and how warning signs are sometimes missed until it's too late. It also raised uncomfortable but important questions. How does a situation like this go unnoticed for so long? What systems failed this child? And how many other children are living in unsafe conditions right now? This was not an accident. It was not bad luck. It was the result of long-term neglect. And while the story is painful to hear, it's important to talk about, not for shock, but for awareness. Because children cannot speak for themselves. Adults are responsible for protecting them. My take on this, stories like this don't just raise questions about parents, they raise serious questions about the child welfare system itself. What troubles me most is that child welfare services had already been involved with this family. That means professionals had seen this home before. They had seen the conditions, and yet the child was left there. If you watch the police footage, the condition of that house is shocking. It wasn't slightly messy or temporarily untidy. It was severely unsafe. Anyone walking into that home could see that it was not a place for a baby to live. This did not happen overnight. A rat infestation like that doesn't appear in one day. Injuries like that don't happen in a single moment. This was ongoing neglect, and that means there were missed opportunities to intervene. We also need to talk honestly about who gets protected and who gets overlooked. Many people have noticed that child welfare systems do not respond equally to everyone. Some families are monitored harshly for small issues, while others are given repeated chances even when conditions are clearly dangerous. That imbalance matters, because in this case, a child paid the price. Child welfare should not be about giving endless chances to adults while children suffer. It should be about accountability and follow-up. When authorities see a home in that condition, there should be clear expectations. Clean the environment, fix the infestation, improve living conditions, or the child is removed for safety. And those checks should happen quickly and consistently, not months or years later. This isn't about punishing parents for being poor or struggling. It's about protecting children who cannot protect themselves. If parents are overwhelmed, dealing with addiction, mental health issues, or unsafe living conditions, then help must come first. But if nothing changes, intervention must follow. Communities also play a role. Calling for help is difficult, especially when people fear judgment or consequences. But sometimes speaking up is the only way a child gets another chance at life. Every child deserves safety. Every child deserves dignity. And no child should suffer because systems failed to act when the warning signs were already there. Thank you all for watching and staying until the end. If you appreciate thoughtful stories like this, please subscribe, like, and share this page with others. Your support helps keep important conversations going. I'll continue sharing more real-life stories with meaning and awareness. Thank you so much.